everybody. How you doing? This is Barry, that Goat Metal Show, with me, Barry the Goatmaster, with Richie, the silent producer. We're finally gonna have a chance to do something over here that we've been dying to do for a long time. And I'm just like grateful for the fact that we finally could figure out some of this technology. Us old guys are trying to figure these shits out. But I want to thank Rich again for always being a part of this and being a part of that Gold Metal Show.
Yeah, and, Barry, it's definitely going to be good. It's something new for us to try out. I try to test the waters with Zoom and see how StreamYard goes and other OBS or whatever other streaming services, come out if we want to start interviewing other bands and friends of ours and other YouTubers and stuff. So we just, expanding a little bit besides doing pre-recorded segments.
Yeah, so basically this is more of a test. So you get to see our pretty faces right now to see how we're doing and to see how it sounds. We'll upload the video, and me and Rich are gonna probably discuss a couple of things, and we're not gonna make the video boring or anything like that. But just to see how everything looks. So at least at this point, when we know that we got it down packed, we can start shooting out invites, and me and Rich will be glad to do some interviews with bands and other people and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes from here. So so Rich, I mean, is there anything you wanted to discuss? I know you said you had some things set up.
No, yeah, just overall, like letting the people that watch the Goat Metal Show know some of the upcoming things that we have in store. I know every couple of times that we get a bunch of subscribers, we're gonna probably do a couple of giveaways. Sometimes we give away t-shirts. We have CDs and cassettes and other surprises that I could bundle up and send out to some people that tune in and want to win some prizes. Also, we'll be doing like weekly merch hauls. Like I know Barry purchases a lot from like eBay, and I'm purchasing a lot from some of the small indie labels. So we're going to try to do some reviews of some of those bands. And if any of the bands out there that are like on Bandcamp or maybe have demos or not on record labels that are looking to have some kind of exposure, feel free to email Barry or to reach out to me on the Instagram, and we'll put up our information in a graphic so that you guys can see it, or Barry could attach it to the link. And we'll do try to do some weekly reviews on some new music. And as always, I'm always the adventurous person with the camera going out to cover some of the live shows and stuff. So we'll be bringing you some live coverage from like music festivals. Maryland Deaf Fest was one of the big ones that we did this year, and we're looking to do some other stuff. We're looking to cover all kinds of music, whether it's black metal, death metal, war metal, underground, power violence. There's no boundaries, but we cater more towards the extreme side of things. And and at the end of the year, we urge everybody to tune in, because one of our favorite things to do is to do our best of 2024. And I know Barry usually has a good 5 or 6, 7 picks. I get 5, 6, 7 picks. Tone Joker recently, my cousin, has joined on, and he's going to give us his picks. And then we always cherry pick from some of the viewers in the comment section, and we compile and we try to give you guys, one of the best and diverse best of 2024 lists.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I think a lot of people appreciate when they watch us, Rich, is that, we don't, I mean, we do have our favorite genres of metal. I guess at this point we're on death metal and black metal, war metal. We're more the extreme genre, but we still have a taste for some of the other stuff from in the past. I mean, whether it be regular rock, glam, just regular metal, anything in between that was still worth listening to when we were growing up. Because I mean, I've said it once and I've said it twice that as kids when we were young, we kind of like we started up listening to some of that stuff, whether it be fucking Def Leppard, Rat, Poison, whatever the hell was a little interested in, and we gradually graduated to more of the heavier stuff. And we kind of like try to distance ourselves from a lot of that music. But look, when you get to a certain age, you start appreciating a lot of that old stuff, and it's like I just I just picked up. I know I picked it in one of my halls. That I think it was a 1977. The last album deal did with Rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to get that. I was like, so amped. I was like, oh shit, man! I was able to get, and it's in pristine condition. The fucking vinyl. I'm so happy. And I told my wife about it. My wife is very in between when it comes to the music. So when I showed her the vinyl that I got of Ronnie James Dio with Rainbow, she was happy because she always liked his singing. So anything that had James Dio, she wanted me to download for her. She's got a nice little compilation of Dio, Black Sabbath, and stuff that she listens to in her car. So, but that's the thing, I'm even trying to. I've been on a hunt for fucking Quiet Riot, Mental Health. Yo, I go on eBay, man. I be freaking looking and looking, and it's either I lose out on it last minute, or some people are just selling it for too much.
You want to hear something about that record? I was hunting for it for years, and then one day, Tone and I were my cousin Tone Joker were out record shopping, and Tone wanted to buy some turntables so he could listen to his vinyls. And so we found like an old school mom and pop record store out of the blue. We started searching around, and I found some old jazz records and other stuff. And for $1 in the used section, Quiet Riot, Mental fucking Health, bro.
Damn.
$1 in the used section.
Was the vinyl okay, or was it like scratched up or whatever?
No, it was, the cover was like slightly, like not, I wouldn't say like beat up, but like it didn't have the plastic on it, but the vinyl was in good condition. I cleaned it up when I got home, and it played perfect, man. So yeah, that it happens sometimes, you know what I mean?
Damn,
man, you want that shit? I
am hating, man, because I'm like, I got into that thing now where we've been going nostalgia with a lot of that. Look, the people go and say what the hell they want. Like I said, I don't give a shit anymore. Like I said, we talk about everything, and since I've been getting into vinyls, and I started digging back on some of the nostalgia stuff. I said, okay, I got that Rainbow there. I want to get the Quiet Riot, and there's a few other little things that from my youth that I want to just pick up on vinyl. And I know people laugh at me and stuff, but I said fucking Def Leppard. I said I want to get that damn. I remember buying Def Leppard's Hysteria when it first. I was about I must have been about 12. I got the album and shit, and the Pour Some Sugar on Me was all over MTV and shit, and I had the album. That was like, I think, the only album my moms didn't mind listening to because it was very poppy, and it was, I thought it was, I had, when I first remember because this guy had the one arm, the one arm drummer. So I think that's what drove me to like really get. So I remember buying it, and then I heard it for a little while. I enjoyed it for the time, but then once I started graduating into all the heavier shit, it was like it's good collecting dust, and then it disappeared. I don't even know what the hell happened to that album after that.
Yeah, we all go through those phases, like I remember when I was younger, I was a very big wrestling fan, and one of my favorite tag teams was the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk. And they come to the ring, muscles and spikes and leather pants, just beating up people. Yeah. And what a rush. But the main thing about them is that when they came to the ring, and I was watching these tapes when they were fighting in Japan and all that, they used to come to the I am Iron Man. And
that's right.
Yeah. So when I heard that riff and I heard that, I was like, Mom, I got to go buy that record, So we went. And that was one of my first vinyl records that I had back in the days. And from there, like from Black Sabbath, you go to like the new wave of British heavy metal with Iron Maiden and speed metal with Motorhead and all these things. And then, like when we met up, which was about the late 80s, early 90s, it was Slayer, man, like, Rain and Blood. And then death metal was slowly rising up. And then, when you're youthful, you're seeking for more extreme, more harder. So you go to grindcore and then, you know, industrial music, and you start experimenting. And it's like, you know, now you get the itch, like you want to play music. So you start practicing and fiddling around and creating bands. And that's what we did when we were younger. You know, we were involved with either the fanzine scene, the photography scene, supporting and promoting live music, being part of bands, tape trading, dubbing, VHSs, you know, going to stores, you know, buying things, you know, supporting T-shirts, stickers, and all that. And so it stays with you. And now that we've hit in those golden ages of the 50s, you know, you look back and there's certain things that are missing that you're like, hey, I want to re-get that again back to my collection. You know, you want it back. You know, you had it on cassette, or you had it on 7-inch on vinyl. And sometimes, you know, things are borrowed, stolen, destroyed, and you got to get them back. So the thing is that you know, it's a journey that never ends.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's just like, you know, me running into that freaking Nat King Cole Christmas album, yo. I saw it. I said, yo, I have to get it. It just runs with that thing of nostalgia of when, you know, when you were small. And like I said, I got into this thing with the vinyl, so I saw it and it just hit me. I saw the album cover and it just brought me back to when I was like 5 or 6 years old. And I looked at the album too, and it was actually in really good condition. I said, you know what? My wife actually made fun of me. She was like, you gonna get this? Like, what? What is this? I said, I'm gonna get it. You know, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of hit me with a lot of that little stuff. So if I see stuff with that nostalgia aspect to it when it comes to vinyls, I think I'll just pick it up, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, and vinyls, you know, like sometimes it's not even about the worth, it's about the sentimental value, because it brings you back to a certain time. You're holding the vinyl physically, you know, you're looking at the artwork, you look at the credits, you're slowly enjoying it. You're not getting up and skipping, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that people tend to. I think that's where everybody is strayed from, is the fact that nobody takes an appreciation of what an album is.
Exactly. Yeah. But
You know?
yeah, no, we're gonna have a lot of fun this season. You know, when we do these interviews, we're gonna try to interview like people. You know, we want these kind of topics. You know, we want to talk about the past, the present. We want to talk to bands. And I know Barry's gonna have a whole new batch of bochinche for Shredbeard. You know, he's always waiting on that.
Oh man, Trevor, yo, he always, yo, he's like Fiend. He's like, yo, I need my metal bochinche, man. Yo, what is this? I was like, wow, man. And it's funny that me and you did that more of like a one-time joke, and then we just kept going with it.
Just kept rolling with it. Yep. And you know, I know that we got the metal festivals this fall that we'll do. Maybe we could also do like looking back at a classic album or the discography of a certain band, you know, and maybe rate albums from their worst to their best, you know. And I'm gonna be going in. Go ahead, Barry.
No, I was gonna say I think that would be something from like maybe not just do it as like a segment. When it comes to like those albums like that, we could actually have a discussion about it. I think that's really cool too, when they could just hear both sides at the same time, and you know.
Correct.
You know,
yeah.
I think that'll be cool.
And one of the things that I have in mind to do is that I'm gonna be going into my old school storage facility where the gems are stashed. So there's gonna be more showings of classic T-shirts, first print OG vinyls and cassettes, scrapbooks with ticket stubs. So we could match up the flyers and the stories of all these classic shows that we went to for the people who probably didn't get to experience. And if I dig really hard, we might have some high 8 of footage also that we have to digitize. So we got a lot in store, and we'll talk about record labels and, you know, all spotlights and stuff, and just and also the newer bands. You know what I mean? Like not just focusing on the old stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would never want to do that because, you know, I felt, you know, like I said, I still feel kind of bad that, you know, when I was talking about our last show, I wasn't really giving too much praise to the opening bands. It was No Compromise and Brain Dead. Now I got their names in full.
Good.
You know, so I felt really bad because every time, I was like, oh man, look, I'm sorry. You know, I just concentrating on, you know, the Crazy Eddie and Four in the Chamber, because those were like the ones that, you know, that I know and I wasn't really, so it'll help to get more familiar with some of the newer bands. I mean, look, we got Martin with the new band, Brass Knuckle Brigade. That's gonna open up the doors to some other stuff and some other bands that are probably playing with them. We can go talk with them. And
Yep.
I mean, are you gonna make that show, Rich?
Possibly. I think it's on Sunday, August 4th. I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna check my schedule to make sure that there's no conflicts. And I told Martin and Gary that most likely I'll make an appearance. I know that I gotta work the next day, but they're not the headliner. So if I could at least catch them that set, then I'll be good. But I'll touch base with you the week of the show. And if I do go, I might maybe film a little bit. I don't want to pass beyond the clock. How are we going with the timer here?
Yeah, we still got some time. Still got a couple of minutes. We're good.
A couple of minutes, yeah. So yeah, no. So we'll definitely do that, and we want our friends and our old school friends that are in bands to just keep us in the loop with flyers and upcoming shows, and we're always gonna try to promote you when we do the weekly roundups, the weekly recaps. Barry's always gonna have some information. I'll have some shows to put out, and we're not just focusing on New York. We'll be doing all around the country. And I know Tone, Joker, and myself are going to be traveling to certain shows. We're thinking about going to Ohio for a festival. We're definitely going to be making an appearance in Texas. And we'll be in Maryland next year. And we have some other surprises that, as the season unfolds, we'll talk about. We got to do our best per years segment, which got a lot of hits. A lot of people like that. So, we'll be focusing on certain years that really stood out for metal. And just, we want people to leave us, aside to liking, subscribing, and sharing, leave us comments and let us know what you guys are interested, what you like, so that we could continue covering those things.
Yeah, and also once we get this thing really off the ground the right way, and we start, gradually doing some interviews and maybe getting people onto here, if people in the comments have a band that they think should probably get pushed, they could go maybe just say, hey, look, this band is a little, we could try to find them on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and maybe send them a message, or whichever. It just would be good, so to get more notoriety to some of those smaller bands who just doesn't have a name.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty good, and we'll have some fun with this. And this is all about having fun. We're not gonna be getting into combative wars with people because we don't like their genres of what they like, and they don't like what we like. Metal is for everybody of all ages and all kinds. So we just enjoy it. If we don't like it, we're most likely just not gonna talk about it or cover it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So all right. So on that note, Rich, we'll leave it as such. So we get our premiere out of the way to see how it came out, and thanks a lot for this, Rich. I mean, I'm hoping that now we could start doing something on a regular, and we could just say, fuck it, let's just get this shit going.
Yeah, definitely, man. We'll get this going. This is just the icebreaker, a little test, see how this stuff goes, and as we go along, we're going to try to improve. That's what this channel has done. It's when I joined on with Barry to start this, it was like at 200 subscribers, 300, now we're at almost 1,000. And, we're looking to have more like-minded people communicating with each other and creating this scene to expand and become bigger and better, man. Yeah. And it's going to be awesome, man. And shout outs to all the other YouTube channels that are doing a spectacular job and keeping us interested and engaged with the music that we love, which is metal.
And again, I'll give 3 people, from the YouTube community. I always gotta give them their shouts for the ones that helped them. Besides you, Rich, because like I told you, I said, when you came aboard, you shot a lot because I was really doing not much. I wasn't getting much, and I always give you your praise, man. You came in like a fucking wrecking ball with just you was throwing content. You were throwing content like it was a disease. It was crazy, and it just drove up. I mean, it went from little bit of views to a lot of views to then the subscriber base started catching up, and of course because of that, it caught the eye of Revit from Mordred Red, because he was the first big YouTube channel. That's right. That's the man right there. All right. Yep. He was the first big YouTube channel to actually talk about my channel. Like he put it out on one of his segments. And when he did that, we started getting subscribers for it, and people commented, hey, Revic said to check you out, and Water Red, blah blah blah. And I thought that was cool. And then we got to give some props to Damien from Music of Destruction. Then he was the second reach out, gave us our first fucking live stream. All right, and forget out, that was like an experience, and we was forever grateful for that. And then the third is gonna go to Ed from Realms of Metal, because he went as soon as that finished, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I did my there was an interview with him. It was off when you first had your first live stream, Rich. So it was the day after. Yeah, it was after your first live stream.
That's right. Yeah, back in November of last year. Yeah.
Yep. So he went, and Ed contacted me, and we're good. All right, brother. So that's pretty much it. Before this thing clocks us out, talk to you soon, brother. This is Barry, that Goat Metal Show. Stay brutal.